Even after all these years, you can still find amazing items to flip in thrift stores. In all my time thrifting, guys, I have known about this and I have searched for this, and this is only the second time in 5 years that I have ever been able to find one. So I've been an eBay seller for the last 5 years, and over that time, I've been able to build up a really good knowledge bank of items that I know sell incredibly well on eBay. But I've always found it really tough to unpack that knowledge here in a YouTube video. Like, where do I even begin? So in today's video, I'm gonna start to unpack that knowledge with you, show you profitable items that absolutely sell on eBay every single time. But there's a rule. I can only talk to you about the category if I find it in today's thrift trip. Oh, the sun is out. It just feels like one of those days, guys. Luck is on our side, I reckon. This is always something that I look for. We have a Blu-ray player here. But what's good about this one is it looks like it's also a recorder, which is great. So it's only priced at $15. And the way that you can quickly research whether or not these are profitable or not is you check on the back. There's a model number. It's HR836T. And you type that into eBay and you'll get some really good comps. This thing sells for about $100. So buying it for $15, even for parts, it still sells for $50 if it doesn't work. So that means I can safely take a risk on this one. This is 100% a category that I always look for in thrift stores because you can get situations like this. A $15 purchase price that's now going to go ahead and convert for $100 on eBay. The reason why I like to buy these in thrift stores is because they often do have warranties if they don't work, and this one actually has a 7-day return policy. So if it doesn't work, even though they said that it did work, if it ends up not working, I can take it back and get my money back. And they have done some form of moderate testing to this device as well, with the tag that you can see here. They've plugged it in, they've made sure that there's no electrical issues with the device, therefore they're able to sell it. So that gives me peace of mind that we'll be able to hopefully get this thing to definitely work and get our full $100 for it. I'll give you a couple of examples here on eBay of other models that have gone on to sell really well. And as you can see here, all these sort of brands are brand names that you need to be looking out for. The one that I've got here is LG, but you can see here Panasonic ended up selling for $370. That was a combo player. So that was the VHS to DVD modifications. That's a really nice, useful feature that you can get with some of these devices. They sell for the most amount of money. You can see there VCR, VHS, that's the LG V271. The DVD of the Samsung V6800, that was the combo player, recorder, and selling for $350. But even if we keep scrolling down here, $200, $180 odd, you know, there's some really significant amount of money every single time when you play in this category. And the best part is there are smart people out there that know how to fix these items. So if this didn't work, somebody would still snap it up for $50. I would still make some profit on the item, and they would be able to go ahead and fix it up and sell it for top dollar. So I'm going to shoot for the stars and list this one up with a bit of a clean and a bit of a tidy up. It's got its remote, so I'm going to go for $120, and having bought it for just $15, that's a fantastic start to our day. I want to have a bit of a chat about books, because I really do think that books are a fantastic category to get into because they are quite easy to do comp research on. You can always get a lot of data on eBay when it comes to the book category. This example of Will Solve It, this is book series number 1 through to number 12, and it sold for $65. Here in store, they're only $1 a piece, and these are always far cheaper than the adult books that you'll see in thrift stores for $2 to $3 to $4. The kids' books are typically always $1. Therefore, you've got the opportunity to make some decent profit. Harry Potter is a classical book series that you're always going to find in a thrift store, but you've got to pay attention to the artwork. The artwork on these books are original. And if you have a look at the back page here, you'll see that there's first edition written down the bottom there. So being a first edition, being a hardcover, and also being the original artwork, these books would go on to sell very well on eBay for about $20 to $25. If you had the complete series set of all 7 books in the series, you can sell this for well over $100 to $200, depending on the condition of the book. So it is still technically classed as a kid's book, but I highly recommend that you guys look for Harry Potter. This one's priced at $20, but there are 6 books there. The only issue with that is it's going to cost a little bit to ship off. So I think I might leave that one behind, but that's a really good author to try and find. This is another great one to be finding. This is some beanies here in Australia for the Big Freeze Fight MND. The number 1, the first beanie in the series, was selling for over $200, but you can sell these commonly as a bundle for $30, $40, $50, $60, depending how many you have. Anything Simpsons is always good. The Simpsons Monopoly, and it's only $7. Looks to be in pretty good condition too. Here's a category though that I have loved selling over the last few years, and that is the shoes, especially the running shoes. Now, these here are actually quite rare and collectible. They're the Gel Kinsai 4, and they're some Asics women's running shoes. The tread is pretty decent. They're only $8, and they sell on eBay for upwards of $100. So these are a fantastic shoe. However, the only limitation with this one was its size. It was quite small. It would have had a long sell-through rate, so I ended up leaving it behind. Absolutely love finding Doc Martens, and these are actually only $50. So I think we're definitely going to go ahead and grab these. Awesome size too, size 14 men's, which actually means they should probably go on the sell pretty quick. Just a bit of light damage there at the top of the heel. But I don't think that's too much of a concern because the soles, they're in great condition. Now there's a brand that you may have not heard of here. It's called Ariat. They do really, really good sort of cowboy style Western boots. And these were in store brand new with tags, which is quite rare. I don't often see it, but they only sell on eBay for upwards of $200 and they in store here for $130. So there's just not enough money in it for me to go ahead with the purchase. But these go on to sell great on eBay. So books, beanies, board games, and running shoes have all been categories that I have played in over the last 5 years, and I've had relative success with. If you saw them in a thrift store, and maybe you were first starting out selling on eBay, I would recommend to go ahead and just buy those items, get experience with the process of selling, because that information that you saw out of those quick finds, they do go on to sell pretty decently on eBay. I've niched into media, so I don't typically buy that stuff as much anymore, but I have to make exceptions for items like this. We've got the Doc Martens, and as I touched on, for a $50 sale price, you can sell these very regularly for upwards of $150. Now, when you are playing in the shoe category, like I said, I have once had 20 tubs of shoes behind me, but I don't have any anymore. This is one of a few shoes that I will have listed up in my eBay store nowadays. Not to say that they aren't still a great category to be selling, I just didn't see the statistical data as good as some of the other categories that I sell on eBay. These are an exception to the rule. The statistical data on these things are incredible. So if you're finding Doc Martens in thrift stores, I would pay upwards of $50 every single day of the week without hesitation. Some things that you need to pay attention to when it comes to shoes is the sole. That needs pretty much what you're seeing there, some amazing tread on the sole. To know that this thing hasn't been worn that many times is going to allow it to present really well in photos and ultimately get it to sell in a pretty quick space of time. The other thing I touched on in store is the size, and you also need the model number, which I can see here on this shoe, 11822. That's going to help when I go and comp up the name of it. But it's a men's US size 14. It's a big shoe, and actually bigger is better when it comes to shoes. So a couple of things to definitely be on the lookout for, but I think we can sell this for upwards of $150 on eBay. And I think being the size that it is, we might be able to get a pretty fast sell-through rate as well. So shoes, if you're going to play in the category, I've got two recommendations for you to focus on. Running shoes that have got really good soles with limited tread wear, and the other one is football boots. If you can get to know football boots, you'll do really, really well. I had an example for you guys just at the flea market in last Sunday's video. I've actually sold those shoes. If you watched that video, they sold in 2 days, and I knew they would. We had a sale come through today for $140 on those footy boots. So I think footy boots and running shoes, as well as your Doc Martens, are some of the best shoes that you can play with. This is Bowser off the Super Mario Brothers. Priced at $10. It's actually not too bad. I think I'll go ahead and do that. Found some more stuff here, guys. I don't know who these guys are, but they look interesting. I was trying to have a look at some of the markings on the bottom of the soles just to see if I could identify if it's Nintendo or anything. These definitely have Nintendo markings though. You got Sonic in there. You got Mario. These are all branded Nintendo on the sole, and there's some articulation in them as well. So I actually think these might comp up to be alright. What I'm thinking of doing is just pairing them, that and that, I reckon, just together as one, I reckon. But that's 4 and that's 8, so not bad. Now, I use the eBay app and the eProfit calculator to work out what are profitable eBay items to sell. And if you guys are a little bit confused about that process, I've created a PDF and you can access it in the link in the description below. I've bought a lot of action figures over the years, and the classics always just seem to hold through to be the best to find. Mario, wrestling figures have always produced really well for me, and any form of interesting action figure with articulation is something that I'm going to pay attention to when I'm in a thrift store. That's why when I saw Bowser, my eyes really did lit up. It lit up because I knew it was Super Mario, I knew it was articulated, and it was quite a large action figure as well. I did some comp research for this guy, and it turns out that he can sell for upwards of $40 to $50, so buying him for just $10 in a thrift store was an absolute no-brainer. He shouldn't cost too much to ship off. I'll probably put him into a box, and it might cost me about $12, but when I'm $22 in on purchase price and shipping, even after fees, I'm going to make some good profit on that one right there. I bought all those little mini action figures as well. There was a bunch of Super Mario action figures. I thought they looked really cool. You've got little raccoon Mario there, and then you've got this guy here, which almost looks like a helicopter pilot. So those two there being the same size, I might lot them up as a bundled lot, and I might sell them for about $25 to $30. There are a few other ones here as well, which probably won't make me a ton of money, but I just kind of got myself a little bit excited when I was in the store, and I just sort of thought that there was going to be a bit more money than there actually is. These ones right here were $7. I have no idea who they are off memory. I did do comp research in store, and I had to buy these because they were selling for $40 each. Believe it or not, each. These random things, and they were two-faced, smiley there, and then scary on that side. So I don't know, people search for these things apparently. So buying them for $7 to sell them for $40 on eBay, that's $80 worth of value on those two figures. So this Littlest Pet Shop was also a really cool find, albeit it was quite saturated in a number of different thrift stores here on the Gold Coast. I have gone ahead and bought them because it is a popular category of toy. When I looked on eBay, there were a large number of comps, hundreds of comps for the Littlest Pet Shop. That was enough to tell me that there's interest in this product. Maybe not this exact product, but certainly the brand of Littlest Pet Shop. So I thought to myself, being close to Christmas, being a brand new and sealed toy, this could be a really good Christmas present for somebody at the end of the year. So I've gone ahead and bought these for $8. I made sure that I bought every individual one that I had so I can do them as a lot. I want to sell them as a one lot bundle. It'll be $32 worth of a purchase price, but I think I should be able to sell them at least for $25 a piece. That would be well under what they're typically worth, and that's what you kind of have to do when you're selling as a bundled lot. But I think we can turn this $32 purchase into a $100 sale price on eBay, selling them as a one lot bundle. I think that's a really smart way to play things. When it's not particularly your niche or something that you sell, you can always maximize the return of the individual sale price by trying to find one buyer. It's going to be so much easier for me to sell these in one lot than it is for me to wait for 4 individual people to come along and want to buy each particular item. So I'm just going to lot them up, try and sell it to a Littlest Pet Shop fan, and hopefully we can get this one done for $100. All right, I'm in the DVD section and we've actually got quite a number. I've got this one up here. We've got Homeland, season 1 to 5, in its slipcase, and that one's only $10. So that's pretty good. We got this one here for $15, the Fast and Furious movies. It looks like there might be all 8 movies there. We'll have to see. I'm not 100% sure on that one. That's not too bad. We've got the Rock collection, Glee DVDs. I don't know what this is. Lapalooza, 1 to 4, that's only $8. One Tree Hill, Big Bang, not so much interested in those, they're pretty common. And then a bunch of singles from the looks of it, so I'm definitely interested in this one. And I'll have a look into some of those as well. Sometimes I find these where it's seasons 2, 3 and 4 and I'm just missing one season. But if I can't find it, nowadays I'm just putting it back on the shelf because you often come home and you build up all of these partial season sets that you hope to complete, but you never actually complete. So for me, as much as that would be a good one if I found season 1 here, I can't find it, so therefore I've got to put it all back. All right, just that one, thanks.
What have you got?
Just a DVD there, $15.
Cool.
on the back. Oh,
Queer as folk.
yeah, rare title.
Is it?
Yeah, super
Wow.
rare. It's a complete series of it too.
Good.
15.
Oh, thanks, Di.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Much appreciated.
See ya.
See you later. Well, I can't say that I've ever watched Queer as Folk on DVD, but man, that is a big, big title to be finding. Finally, I get to talk about the one that I'm most passionate about, the DVDs. This is my #1 best-selling category over the last 5 years, believe it or not. Now, the game has definitely changed over that period. I used to buy individual movies, individual TV show seasons, as you saw in the footage, not anymore. I really do stick to what is ultimately complete series set or almost complete series sets. Unfortunately, I made a bit of a mistake with this one, Homeland. I misjudged. This one says the complete season 1 to 5, but the complete series of this is actually about 8 seasons. So therefore, this is only going to sell for about $30 to $35, and I picked it up for just $10. I'm still going to profit on it. It's just not as good as I thought it was. I really should have done a bit more digging with my research. Some stuff that I didn't show you guys on camera, I found upstairs, downstairs, brand new and sealed, which is even better for the resale value. And this one was priced at $20 in a Lifeline. So I went ahead and picked that one up because I should be able to convert that for $55 to $60, and that kind of fits my metrics. I always try and 3 times my money. So if I buy something for 20, I'm trying to sell it for 60 at an absolute minimum. This one just fit the mold, but because it was brand new and sealed, I think the sell-through rate should be a little bit quicker on that one there. There were a couple of other ones as well that I bought for just $3. There was this little complete series of the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo Deluxe Edition. There it is right there, 6 DVD set. This is what I'm doing when I'm buying my DVDs. I'm buying multiple disc sets of not just a TV show season, which often has 5 or 6 discs. I'm buying the complete series, as you can see, with things like upstairs, downstairs. So yeah, that deluxe Edinburgh tattoo was going for about $25. It was very much a bread and butter item, but 3 into 25, it should do all right for me. And the other one as well in this sort of genre of DVDs is CDs. I also buy CDs quite often, and I love to buy these in lot bundles. So therefore, I had a flea market situation just last Sunday where I bought a stack of M&M CDs. There were 9 M&M CDs that I was able to list up for $100. And it's a similar situation with this one, albeit I only have just the 1 copy. So either I could wait to try and find a few more Led Zeppelin CDs, or I could do with what I saw on eBay for this one and just sell it on its own, and I should be able to get about $25 for that CD. CDs and DVDs is a huge collectible market on eBay. If you're foreign to these 2 categories, I definitely think if you're a beginner, it is the perfect one to start researching and getting to know the numbers of. This one here was bought in an op shop, as you can see right there, for just the $4, and like I said, $25 sale price on that CD alone. But I have to talk to you guys about Queer as Folk. It was a little bit strange going up and showing this lady that I wanted to buy Queer as Folk, considering I'm not a queer man myself. However, this one was $15 and I had to say yes to it. I bought it in a complete series set of 5. It is a region 1 disc copy, which is going to hurt me a little bit considering the tariffs aren't going out to the US as much as they used to. This is just a region 1 copy with playback in America. So I'm going to have to find somebody here in Australia that has a region free DVD player. So it is going to limit my reach ever so slightly, but I am happy to wait because this is a rare title, and in Australia there was a copy that sold in this exact model for $200. $200 sale price on this thing. And in America, if I can get it there somehow, which is going to be difficult with the tariffs, it sells for over $300. A $300 DVD set that we found in a thrift store for just $15. So I'm hoping I can sell this one for $250. That'll be my listing price, and I'm going to trial it domestically here in Australia before I do anything else. Now, as you can see there, guys, that is what I'm looking for now, the complete series. So if you're scanning for DVDs on any location, garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores, look for the complete series, and if you do find it, start madly doing your comp research because chances are it's going to sell lightning fast on eBay. That is so sick. Yes. What size is it? Oh my God, it's only $2. $2. It's a 4XL. I cannot believe that. In all my time thrifting, guys, I have known about this and I have searched for this, and this is only the second time in 5 years that I have ever been able to find one. This deserves a subscribe, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel for a find like this, I don't know what I can do. But that is an amazing find, guys. A Mambo Loud shirt. I mean, it isn't the true vintage Mambo Loud based on the tag, but it doesn't matter. The comps on eBay are ridiculous. Look at that. If that's not the coolest thing you'll ever see in your life, a $2 price tag on a shirt like this. These are the items that are always on the bingo card for every eBay reseller. They need to find it at least once in their reselling career. You're almost not a reseller until you nab a Mambo Loud in a thrift store. Now, I can't believe that this was sitting on a mannequin. This was sitting on a mannequin right up top, almost like just shining as I walked into the thrift store, and I saw it. And initially, it just looked like a cruddy old, Lowe's Santa shirt that you'll always see for $2. But then I spied the word Mambo there. Where is it? Right there. I spied Mambo as I walked by, and I went, hold on a minute. That's a Mambo shirt. And I didn't see the back of it, but then I saw the massive Mambo on the back. I just saw the really, really cool snowman print, and I went, man, we could be in for something here. Reason being is because the Mambo shirts on eBay, I mean, they can sell for literally hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Have a look at these comps here. If you can find these Larry Mambo Loud shirts, you're gonna get a big return in a really quick space of time, because there are so many people on eBay searching for these shirts. Now, I said to you, I could only talk about items that I find in thrift stores. I'm so happy today to be able to show you that this is one of the holy grail items of thrift store hunting. It is so hard to find these. I have been in thrift stores for 5 years and I've hardly ever found one. And today we pick up a 4XL in time for Christmas as well. Christmas is like 6 weeks away. This is the holy grail, and I should be able to get, for this one, I should be able to get about $150 for it. So there's a couple of sales for a red version of this exact print. That was selling for about 150 to 180. Weirdly, this exact shirt in this exact size is available right now on eBay for $180. So I'm going to come in at $149.95. I'll be the cheapest, and given the time of the year and just how cool of a shirt this is, this thing's going to get snapped up in less than 24 hours, in my opinion. So not a bad day's worth of thrifting, guys. Now, if you enjoyed this video, what that tells me is you're probably going to go enjoy this video right here. This was another thrift trip where we found a bunch more really profitable items. They're going to help you if you're able to find it too.